Hello, hello, and welcome to my stream. Hope y'all are ready for some fun, some enjoyment. We will be doing Dream Daddy tonight. I have asked my own father which dad to do because we only have two left, and he suggested we do the bad dad of Robert himself. Should be interesting. I haven't done his story, so I don't know it. I'm really curious. But it's also interesting because he always has such outlandish, crazy stories, and you're like, where's the truth? Where? So let's go find out. Should be exciting. Should be fun and silly. Let's enjoy ourselves. So come on out. Let's play. Hi. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Doing good. Sleepy. Got my first dose of the whatever the heck one I got. Pfizer. So that was exciting. Sorry. I'm almost there to my 5G cat girl. Oops. No, stop. We'll get there. Let's hop in. Yes, I have. We're gonna pretend to be dead.
Oh,
It's moving day.
Dad.
We get to build that dad.
Build that dad.
I love it. I'm going with the bed, the boy, so let's stick with him. Our little Latino. Just maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Not pale baby. That mega jaw. Mega jaw. Bad old dad. Bad old dad. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan. There you go. But my eye colors don't change. Like for the hard eyes, they change colors. For the Goku eyes, they're black. Alright, we'll roll with it. We'll get him the I've broken my nose a handful of times. Let's give him that grin. There we go. Brows. Oh. It's pretty Super Saiyan-y. Match. No, Saiyans don't need hair. He's getting the mustache. A mustache. Yeah, he doesn't need glasses. Piercings. We'll give him the earring so he can fuse. Looks really pretty rough doing. We'll keep it simple.
Name that dad.
Alright, let's get a name. I gotta think of a name. Ugh. Hello, my viewer. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're being silly. And having a good time. Gengar Goku. Pardon me, son. Son Gengar.
Be that dad.
Why not? I have a Gengar beanie over here, which is where that came from. I don't know why. Alright. There were your mother and I. Rest in peace, Chi-Chi. Aw, the day you were born. She says okay. Okay. Alright. So, speeding through. Moving to a new house. Get the garage. It's a cozier house, but we're living in a nicer area. Nice cul-de-sac. And our daughter is a senior in high school, so it's exciting. She likes to destroy stuff. Ba, 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 ba. Watch the game. But we just need to unpack. I think this is where we meet Craig. No. Oh no, this is where we meet Joseph. So, because I would just speed through all this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm, Uh, let's go to the barista. It's just awesome. Alright, so now we're gonna go meet Matt, which I think has been my favorite story. Like, I really, really enjoy him. He's still the hottest dad for me. I'll have Godspeed you. All the puns and the band, good music. Then he brings back banana bread, which would be rice and bread. When we first meet Robert, let's go get a nap. We need a nap. We don't really need to. I think we meet. Do we meet Craig? Yeah, we'll meet Craig. Our college buddy who's ripped. He was jogging with a baby that probably is going to give it, like, shaken baby syndrome. I don't know. It doesn't seem healthy. She's excited about going to college. Then mail drops in and she didn't get into her dream college, which sucks. I'm the mayor of this town. I'm gonna go out and watch the game. Which game? The sports ball game? The game. Somewhere. The Emmas are coming over to hang out. So we're just gonna go be kids. So, should be fun. I have to meet with her teacher tomorrow, Mr. Vega. And no, we are not going to be sleeping with our bad dad on the first date. It's tempting, but no. The bar is small and dimly lit. The crack of pool ball sounds in the back as patrons laugh and joke. A string of multicolored Christmas lights hover above the bartender. Can't tell if he's Jim or Kim. Pull up seat at the bar. What'll it be? 1 beer, please. Sure thing, boss. The bartender slides me an ice-cold beer. I take a sip and enjoy the refreshing taste. Say, are you Jim or Kim? I'm Neil. Oh. I awkwardly turned my attention to the game, which is playing on one of the TVs on the wall. As luck would have it, my team of preference is not only playing, but is currently in the lead, which is always a good thing. Brightly colored mascot, which is some kind of animal, does cartwheels. I silently cheer on my favorite team, hoping that I don't get into any confrontational arguments with a fan of the opposing team. Several people in the bar are wearing the distinctive colors of the team I dislike, although I believe from their demeanor that, like me, their passion for the team is all good and fun.
Hey, sailor.
Middle-aged woman holding a nearly empty wine of glass sidles up to the bar and sits uncomfortably close to me. Hey, sailor. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Good to see fresh meat in here. I'm Mary. Come here often? No, I actually just moved to this part of town today. I'm Gengar, by the way.
Hey.
Are you watching the game? Yeah, my preferred team is in the lead. If they keep this up, they'll win the game with ease.
Hey.
Oh, I love that team. And I also love the game. And I love someone who knows their way around balls. I'm getting the impression that she's a little drunk. Buy a gal a drink? We're not gonna buy Mary a drink. Maybe some other time. Suit yourself, sailor. Mary saunters off, setting her sights on the newest bar patron to enter. I happily watch the game over another beer. The game has gotten close in terms of points. A little too close than what I'm comfortable with. After a particularly skilled player scores a number of points for the other team, putting them in the lead, I hear an affirmative grunt from another man across the bar. Go team. It's the brooding man from the coffee spoon. He sits alone, sipping whiskey and watching the game as well. Enjoying the game? I am now that we're winning. Oh, we must be rooting for different teams. In my opinion, my team is far superior. I have to disagree with that. Based upon our win-lose record, I'd say that my team is superior. That's where you're wrong. Since it stands right now, my team is beating yours. The conversation ends there, and we both go back to silently rooting for our respective team. The game is close, both sides playing their hardest to win. But in the end, my team prevails. Quiet cheers ripple through the bar. I raise a respectful glass at the man drinking whiskey. He raises his in response. An unspoken truce is formed between us based on our mutual love for the game. He motions to the bartender, who pours 2 glasses of whiskey. The man slides one over to me. The name's Robert. Thanks, I'm Gengar. You must be new here. Mary hit on you already? Yeah, Robert chuckles. She's a peach. Well, you picked the best bar in town. As slimy as it is, you'll never find a better spot than Jim and Kim's. Is there actually a Jim or Kim that runs this place? No, that would be Neil. Neil waves from across the bar. Good guy, Neil. Not enough Neils in this world. Okay. You a whiskey fella or a beer fella? Beer, but I'll drink most things. You like shots? I love shots. Thank God. Robert nods to Neil, who serves up 2 shots of whiskey. He hands one to me. Here's to your health. We take the shots. The whiskey burns going down, but I try my hardest to look tough. Wait, I think this is what making friends is! Okay, Gengar, this guy's out of my friend league, but I think if I play my cards right, we'll be pals in no time. Your compliment's cool leather jacket. I like your jacket. I like your jacket. Thanks. Been in my family a long time. Passed down from firstborn to firstborn. Cursed, some would say. But man, this guy's mysterious. And cool. Way cooler than I am, at least. Robert signals the bartender for another round. What are you doing here tonight? Running away from my problems. The usual. I like your style. He gets up. Be right back. Gotta powder my nose. Never seen Robert this talkative. He must like you. I guess so. I gotta admit that Robert has a gruff charm to him. If a guy like that thinks I'm cool, then I must really be cool. Robert comes back from the bathroom and grabs his leather jacket. I'm gonna go home. You headed my way? Sure. Robert and I leave the bar and find ourselves walking in the same direction. I live in the Cul-De-Sac down the way. Does everybody live there? Me too. We just finished unpacking today. Great place to be. Good neighbors. Well, some of them. Who's that? We get to Robert's house, which is just a few houses away from mine. We stop and he turns to me. I don't kiss and tell, Gengar. So we doing this or what? What? You know, you want to come inside or not? A wave of realization rushes over me. I blush. No thanks. I better call it a night. Catch you around? Sure. I head home, head buzzing with whiskey. What did he mean by, are we going to do this or not? Flop down on the couch and I'm asleep before I even get the chance to take my shoes off. Alright. Okay, and we are going back to sleep because we're not going to the gym. Now we get to go meet the teacher. Now, where we also meet Damien, who is, yes, we have the same hair. But Damien is, I'm sorry, I think it's Lucian. Sorry, Lucian, who is Damien's son.
Oh.
And he totally sold us oregano instead of weed. Skipping through. And we just moved. So we're cute. We like him. Now our daughter's there. Let's go make some at home. Because I don't feel like going to deal with dead goth and beyond. I think that's what it's called. Don't know. She's just texting away Noah, her school crush, that she totally doesn't have a crush on. She does. So, it's like, sometimes I wish there was texting. Like, I'm glad I didn't have a phone. Like, oh, sometimes. Okay, I have to sneeze. Alright. We're gonna mouth feel. Scariest. I think we get one word, and then we have to check the bacon. We're gonna say it's taste-tacular. Because we did burn the bacon. It's just, it's I love that show. It's like Ice Road Truck Paranormal things. There is actually a show out, I think on Sci-Fi, that deals with um, uh, real estate that's haunted. I mean, it's sci-fi, so it's like you can see the ghosts and stuff, and like these people who are just like literal house, almost house flippers. They go like cleanse the house and then they sell it or whatever. I haven't seen the show, but it is an actual thing.
Ah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now we get to go
Oh.
to the barbecue.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Need to say hi to everybody.
Whoa.
His creepy
Oh.
children.
Hmm.
His wife, who were just like, oh,
Hmm.
we know Mary. She was hitting on us hard. She's married.
Oh.
And she's just pretty much
Ah.
functioning alcoholic. Nice to meet you, Mary, for the first time. Charmed. Well, I have to go over there now. Just, he's like, my wife's crazy. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Alright,
cracker.
we're gonna go meet all the
Whoa.
dads.
Well.
Here's the kid. Our lovely Damien, whose kid's a
Ah.
douche. Mysterious goth guy, Craig. We are gonna go talk to Robert and Brian. I glance across the yard, notice Robert and Brian chatting over drinks. Man, I don't think I want to be one up by Brian or whatever happened with Robert last night. Oh no, they caught me staring. Oh no, Brian's waving me over. Shoot. I flash a smile and walk over to them. You're busted. Hey, guys. Genga, how the heck are ya? Settling into the neighborhood all right? Oh, you betcha. Got the living room in order, at least. That's great to hear. I've been doing some living room work as well. Finally got the big 50-incher in there. The game looks great in high def. Oh boy. Gengar, have you met Robert yet? Yeah, we met. Robert regards me over his whiskey. Good seeing you again. We were just talking about my most recent camping trip. Spent the night out in the woods with Daisy and Maxwell. She's definitely an outdoorsy one. Even caught her first fish. It's good to see you taking your daughter out like that. I bet she loved it. And it's great that she loves the outdoors. Mine loves being inside. Brian raises his eyebrows at me. Being inside, making art. She won a local competition for art. Yep. Did I put that on too strongly? Robert stares at me blankly for a second. Anyway, I haven't gone camping in years. Not since the last time. Same here. Well, things change once you have Wait, what happened to last time? Robert takes a long sip of whiskey. Well, old Johnny Boy and I were out in the back country. Johnny Boy's a strong kid. Met him in the army days. Comes from Kansas. They built him tougher out there. Anyway, things go south pretty quickly. Johnny Boy breaks an ankle when the rope bridge snaps. You can see the bone popping out through the skin. Johnny Boy's screaming now, crying for his mama, losing blood. We're 2 days out from the next living soul, and here I am with a dear friend bleeding out in front of me. I'm able to dress the wound, but now I got a fireman carry a 6-foot, 180-pound man over some of the toughest terrain I've ever been in. I won't lie to you. There are moments during those 2 days when I thought about leaving old Johnny Boy. But you built a bond with your brother in arms. That bond never breaks. Got that boy back to civilization. But I've lost some of me out there. I guess that's camping for you. Brian and I stare in disbelief. Robert takes another long sip of whiskey. I'm just kidding. My friend John and I went inner tubing down a river and he lost a flip-flop. That's that kid. Brian and I laugh nervously. Or am I kidding? Brian and I tense up again. I'm kidding. Whew. Amanda and Daisy barrel up to us laughing. Daisy holding a paper plate in front of her like a steering wheel. We gotta get off this haunted truck! Oh no, the ghost locked the doors! Quick, hit the emergency escape button! But trucks don't have emergency escape buttons. Then hit the brake, I guess, and we'll get out of the truck. The imaginary truck. Anyway, we're safe from the ghosts, but how will we survive this Arctic tundra? Daisy, you might have to eat me. Are you prepared to do that? I'm prepared to do anything to survive. That's cold-blooded. I like it. Although I'm not sure I have the materials required to properly cook you. You know, that reminds me of the last time I went skiing. Robert! Wait a second. Are you guys playing Long Haul Ice Road Paranormal Ghost Truckers? Yeah! Man, did I love that show. It's the best, especially that episode where Callum hides Flint's keys and Flint retaliates by breaking an ancient cursed urn and sending the spirit after him. Oh yeah, it's quality reality television. I don't watch a whole lot of television, but I do enjoy that show. That and war documentaries. Alright, Daisy, I found us a couple of bugs. They're gonna go make a great meal. Let's go, lots of protein. Gonna keep us from starving out here in the harsh, icy wasteland. But there's a whole table of food right over there. Daisy, it's a game. We're playing pretend. It's what kids do. Live a little. Amanda gives Daisy a handful of gummy words from the snack table. They eat them with mock disgust. Let's go find some kindling for a fire. Okay, but not an actual fire. Because we're playing pretend? Now you're getting the hang of it. Daisy and Amanda run off. What a cute couple of kids. Man, I've never seen her get along with anyone so quickly. Guess Amanda just sort of has that way with the kids. That's kind of amazing. Daisy doesn't really get along with kids her age. It's nice that he's not trying to one-up me this time. Maybe we can have a regular friendship after all. Really? She just kind of keeps to herself. Her teacher says she spends every recess in the library. I think the other kids are just intimidated by her intelligence. There it is. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Amanda was shy at Daisy's age, too. She used to have a habit of crawling under tables and crying every time we took her to a restaurant. She bit people, too. Well, since they're getting along so well, maybe we should try to put together a little play date. They do seem to be getting well along. But the thought of continually hearing about all of Brian's accomplishments is rough. Yeah, that'd be nice. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. Go meet some of the other fellas. We're gonna eat a burger. And we're just gonna go eat burgers, get some puns.
Wink. Aye.
Alright.
Oh.
Now we're gonna go learn about Dad Book, which is the Facebook of dads. Doot, 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 doot. Ugh. I mean, I got a burger in me. I'm like, what the heck is Dad Book? I don't know. And then she's gonna go out and hang out with her friends. And we're gonna be terrible. You know, because... No, we're not terrible, but she hasn't come back. She's late. She hasn't texted to check in. I'm like, what the heck? Finally, she gets home an hour and a half later.
Dad.
We yell. We argue. So she's just pouting, being a kid, being a brat. And we're just like her. And in the morning, she's super grumpy. No. It's like, I'm sorry. We're sorry. Then she's gonna help me set my Dad Book.
Oh.
Yes, I know. On Friday night, we are most likely to sleep. A desert island. I don't need anything. I have my survival skills. Train for this day. What are your turn-ons? Street smarts. What do you want to be when you grow up? The President of Space. Sean Connery's entire filmography. Even if it was a little, you know, rapey. But that was just the times. What do you need with that cool knife? I spent a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories. See? Easy peasy. Oh yeah.
Welcome. You've got dads.
And then she's gonna talk to me. So on our first date, Robert. Nice dad's pick, Robert. Best between us. Watch a video, literally until nighttime. So, when the internet gains sentience and decides to destroy us all, you'll know it'll use this information against us, right? Friday night, you make a deal in an alleyway, have it go badly. Who's the cop? Was it Gaisimo? I trusted Gaisimo. Gotta take Desert Island. A gun. What are your turn-ons? Don't talk to me. What do you want to be when you grow up? A grifter. What's your favorite movie genre? Italian neo-realism. Your ideal date? Grave robbing. Do you never leave home? At least 4 knives. We spend a lot of time. You ever really look into a rabid animal's eyes? Hot. Liquor before beef. You're in the clear. What? Robert was pretty nice. A little odd, but nice. Ruggedly handsome. We should hang out. Type a message to him on Dadbook. Hey, Robert. Good to see you again at the cookout. Want to grab a drink? I sit there for a couple seconds, hoping he'll message me back. Hey, says that he read my message. He left me on read. I actually wait for a response. Literally. Let's see if that's much cat videos. I start down a rabbit hole of cat videos, and Robert quickly vanishes from my mind. I didn't realize how long I've been doing this, but by the time I watch maybe my 30th cat video, Robert pops back into my head. I jump over the Dadbook, see if he's responded yet. Nothing. Well, guess the guy's busy. Might as well make the best of my day. I get up, walk to the living room, sit down, turn on the TV. History Channel. Ooh, Naked and Afraid, catching the deadliest ancient aliens. On. It's so cold. I'm so scared. At this rate, I don't think we're going to catch these aliens by day 50. I'm having trouble following this. The ancient astronaut theorists predict that being naked makes you 10 times more likely to find ancient aliens. Some suggest that aliens are fascinated with the human physique, most notably the butt. Okay, I'm back in. I lose several hours to whatever the hell that was. Sighing, I get up and walk around the house. My stomach grumbles. Time for lunch, huh? Well, I guess it's time for old Chef Son Goku to cook a gourmet delicacy. I'll go to the refrigerator and open the door. Make a sandwich in its entirety while standing there. Who needs plates? The Stanwich, a lost art. I admire where I work for a second before I clumsily drop the whole thing on the floor. No! I look around and remember that Amanda's not home. This is still good. 5 seconds rule, right? I reassemble my sandwich, peeling pickles off the floor and putting them back to where they belong. In my mouth. Wait, I'm a wreck. I finish my snack and walk around the house some more. Bored. When's Amanda coming home? Oh, I just remembered something. When we were packing the old house, we found an old basketball hoop that would hang off the door. It would really bring the living room together. Wonder where I put that. I spent a couple minutes poking around, new place until I find it. After installing it above one of the doors in the living room, I'm ready to dunk. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Take a leap from the free throw line and rocket that sucker down the net. The crowd goes wild, and welcome to the jam. I pull from the three-pointer line, breaking ankles and sinking a fadeaway. And I forgot the rest of the words to the song. No look behind, back, hook shot. Everyone's on their feet. Something, something, Space Jam. Dad? I turn around to see Amanda standing in the doorway. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she's been crying. Hey, Amanda, Panda, you alright?
I'm fine.
What are you doing? Found the hoop. I'm taking it to the hole.
Ah.
Pass me the rock. We're gonna granny toss it. I lead the league in blocks. Set the record for rebounds on my rookie year. Think you could handle this? What's a rebound? Oh, when someone misses a shot and the other player tries to retrieve it. That's,
Yes.
Just kidding. Amanda zigzags past me and tips a layup on the hoop. Art of war, bitches. Amanda, language. Sun Tzu didn't care about language. I would argue that he very much cared about language. So, once you write something as timeless as the art of war, then you're allowed to swear.
Nah.
Yeah. And I dunk for another 2 points. Seriously, though, okay? You look like you've been crying. Oh, dude, I'm cool. I just saw, like, this really cute dog on the way home, and it let me pet its belly, and I couldn't contain my emotions. I, too, would cry. You sure that's all you're upset about? Not that there's anything wrong. I'm here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on? Thanks, Popsicle. I appreciate it. I'm fine, really. I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. Okay, just making sure. Maybe I should be less concerned with my face and more concerned with a full court press. Amanda and I play ball for a little longer. Then we cook dinner. Then we manage not to almost burn down the house this time. Afterward, Amanda and I dig into a carton of ice cream over an episode of Chopped Toddler Tournament. What you have in front of you is a molecularly deconstructed sweet potato with brown sugar demi-glaze and cream brioche, of course. This is literally just a jar of baby food. The toddler immediately bursts into tears. Are we bad people for watching this? Yes. Just then, my computer dings. Huh? What was that? Oh, you probably just got a message. Amanda and I walk over to the computer and check Dad Book. It's a message from Robert. You up? What you doing? What does this mean? What you doing? What am I doing? You're just chilling. Just chilling. I type back, just chilling. Amanda deletes the G and hits send.
Ah.
It'll make you look cooler. A couple months pass. Another message pops up.
Alright.
Want to grab a drink? Hey, that means he wants to hang out. I know what that means, Amanda. But it's kind of late. Come on, Pops, live a little. I am living with ice cream, traumatized toddlers. It's your life, but I think you'll have a lot more fun tonight. You are trying to get to know the neighbors better, aren't you? Fine. I type back a message to Robert asking him for details, and he tells me to meet him at Jim and Kim's. Well, don't wait up for me. I never do. She always does. I throw on a nice jacket and run out the door. It's only a short walk to Jim and Kim's, and it's a beautiful night. I walk into the bar and see the usual crowd of barflies drinking beer and watching sports. I spot Robert at the back of the bar and wave hi as I walk over. Hey, man. How's it going? Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Ahoy there, Skipper. Robert and Mary are here. Uh-oh. I brought Mary along. Figure we needed a drinking buddy. Oh man, I was excited to get to know Robert better. Now I have to deal with this weird married lady making passes at me. I'm not sure if I measured the shot really. Okay, it's really in.
Come on.
Don't look so scared, kiddo. We're just having a drink. Yeah, speaking of which, I think it's time for the first round. What are you having? Whiskey, straight up. Dad after my own heart, huh? Robert orders 3 shots of whiskey and passes them between us. Well, this wasn't how I expected the night to be going.
Hey.
Here's to bad decisions and relaxed moral values, fellas. What have I gotten myself into? We all knock back the shots. I almost choke on the whiskey as it burns my throat. Holy hell, that was a kick. I look over at Robert and Mary, who seem like old pros at this. Robert grabs his jacket and throws it on. Let's get marching. What? The night's young, Chief. Come on, we're bar hopping. Oh, all right. We leave the bar and start walking down the street. I still don't know this area of town very well, so I just follow Robert. So, where are we headed? Irish Hour Drinking. It's an Irish pub. I love it. A good pun is a whiskey to my heart. Ugh. Puns are the lowest form of humor, Grengar. Try harder. Ouch. Am I gonna be the butt of the joke all night? Jesus, Mary, put your fangs away for a second. We walk into Irish Hour Drinking. The bar is pretty much the same as Jim and Kim's, except for the old-timey Irish memorabilia on the wall. Next round, what are you having? Whiskey hasn't failed me yet. Let's do it. Robert orders 3 more glasses of whiskey, and we post up a garish green booth. Mary slides in and sidles up next to Robert, which makes me breathe a sigh of relief. Let's sip this one, why don't we? Suit yourself. Mary immediately downs her shot in one gulp and burps loudly. That'll put hair on your chest. You are truly the paragon of grace and beauty. Mary grabs my drink and sips on it. Hey, Gengar, be a dear and get us another round, will ya? I don't know how to process this evening at all. I get up and order another round of drinks from the bartender. As I head back, I see Mary and Robert having a lively conversation. Robert roars with laughter. I don't think I've seen that guy smile, let alone laugh. Feels like totally like a third wheel. Take the seat across the booth from them and pass out the drinks. So, Edith's kid snuck some pot brownies into the table at the last bake sale, right? And I spot that little hemp sweat-shielded gremlin in the act. So I go up to Edith with a baggie, and I'm about to tell her when all of a sudden she just freaks out on me. "You're ruining the bake sale," she says. "I should have been PTA president. Your roots are bad, blah, blah, blah." So what'd you do? I tell her to have a brownie and that everything was going to be fine. They both erupt in laughter. I politely follow along with the story. She ate 3. More laughter. Okay, that was actually pretty funny. She called the cops and told them that time had stopped. Mary looks directly at me. "Do you smoke weed?" "What?"
Hey.
"You know, the devil's lettuce." "I
Hey.
have 2 fat blunts in my purse right now. Wanna blaze?" Uh, like you with the feds? I worked hard for what I have, and no 2-bit corner boy is gonna drop the dime on me. So you take what you're pushing somewhere else, and I'll keep running my business the way I want to run it. What? Remember, you come at the king, you best not miss. Jesus, kid, dial it back. Robert giggles helplessly.
Hey.
I'm just kidding, cowboy. Lay off the kid, Mary. He might not be used to your brand of humor.
Huh?
Fine, fine.
Hmm.
We sit around and sip our drinks, people watching and cracking jokes. After a little bit of time, I begin to warm up to Mary. Her jokes become much funnier and much less scarier. But it seems like she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I just want some alone time with Robert. I wonder if I can get her to leave somehow. Let's see here. You trying to ditch me, pal? I know. Because if you're trying to ditch me, you can just tell me to scram. I just. No, no, it's fine. Gengar wants alone time with his new best buddy, Robert. Read you loud and clear. The wingman breaks formation to pursue their prey.
Huh?
Now, if you fellas will excuse me, Mary needs to sink her teeth into a helpless boy. Go with God. Nice seeing you.
Ugh.
Deuces, nerds. Mary gets up and saunters over to a younger looking guy at the bar. She grows on you. Does she, though? I feel like she kind of delights in making men suffer.
Huh.
Well, she does. What about her, Joseph? What about him? You know, they're married. She's definitely tried to get in my pants the other night, and I gestured to her across the bar, where she's making goo-goo eyes at the young guy from before. He looks like he's being held hostage. Oh, that's just a thing she does. She's harmless. Tell that to the boy she's hanging off of. Poor kid looks like he's seen war. Robert lets out a hearty laugh. Hey, I got him to laugh. Oh, man. You know, I pegged you for one of those straight-laced types. Oh, don't worry. I got pretty wild back in my day. Still got a little wild in ya? You know it. Robert orders a couple more rounds of shots. I gulp. What am I getting myself into? Think you can go shot for shot? There's only one way to look cool here. Grab the shot closest to me and down it. Robert looks impressed. He takes his shot and knocks it back. That's 1. So, what do I even talk about? He's so cool. You probably hate small talk. So how are things? I hate small talk. Okay. Too many people. And this isn't necessarily you. But too many people think they have to fill the dead air with noise. Personally, I think they're afraid of the silence. Or they're afraid of what other person is going to think of the silence. If you want some unsolicited advice, just learn to be comfortable with silence. Nothing wrong with 2 people sitting in silence and drinking whiskey. Oh, alright. Dude, sometimes I like hanging out with people and just chilling on the couch and just watching shit on TV. You know? Just still hang out. Robert and I sit in silence and drink whiskey. I take the rest of the bar. Patrons laughing, playing darts, spilling beer. Mary giving the hard sell to that young man. The young man pretending he's got a phone call from one of his friends. Oh, maybe silence is nice sometimes. So, you ever kill a man? I choke on my drink. Excuse me? You know, watch the life drain from someone's eyes. It's not just their life, you know. It's their hopes and dreams draining away. Every memory and experience they've had. Gone. No. Great, me neither. Robert knocks back his shot and motions for me to do the same. I reciprocate. I'm just messing with you. Relax. I laugh nervously. Or am I? I laugh nervously. Again. We sip more whiskey. People watch some more. Mary has her sights set on another man after the other one excused himself to the bathroom, and I assume crawled out the window. Gosh, this whiskey's hitting me hard. Gosh, this whiskey's hitting me hard. Betcha. Robert gets out of the booth, shouldering his jacket. Let's roll! Sorry, whiskey. Inside voice.
Hey.
Let's roll. Wait, what about Mary? Her brother, Mary's gonna be just fine. I look over at Mary, who's lying on the bar in front of some poor sap. She's singing happy birthday to him while he insists that it's not his birthday. We make our way out of the bar and back to the street, trying my hardest not to stumble, but man, the sidewalk's just coming right at me. I hope Robert doesn't notice me tripping over my own feet like this is the first time I've been drunk. Where to? You'll see. Follow Robert through the street lamp spots until we eventually arrive at a run-down strip mall. There's a beauty salon, a sex shop, a computer repair store that looks like it's been closed for 10 years, and finally, a liquor store. I am really not sure what that is over. I think it's a phone. Pretty sure it's a penis. Power cord, mice. I really think that's a penis.
Oh.
Wait here, I'll be right back. Okay, it is a phone. It's still a penis. Turns with 2 wine bottles in brown paper bags. He hands one to me. Cheers. He sits on the curb and drinks. He motions for me to do the same. This is really not where I expected the night to go. I take a sip. White Zinfandel? What? Nothing. I just wasn't expecting. It's delicious, fruity, and refreshing. Don't judge me. I start to say something. Think of his lecture about valuing silence earlier, and stop. Sip on my wine as watch cars drive by. Let's throw rocks at shit. What? Robert suddenly hurls a rock at a stop sign. The ding echoes throughout the empty parking lot. That felt good. Presses a stone into my free hand. Now you try. I don't... with feeling. I look at the rock in my hand and look at the stop sign. Back at the rock, back at the stop sign. I know what must be done. This one's for you, Pappy. I have unresolved resentment towards my father, and I'm gonna express it through property damage! We know you don't like Bardock, we know. I hurl the rock at the sign. It sails over the stop sign, right into the window of a parked car, leaving a crack.
Huh?
Dude, run! I leap up and dart into the nearest alleyway. Wine in hand, I could hear Robert's footsteps behind me. After I'm sure I'm far enough away from the cracked window that I am no longer culpable for this heinous crime, I stop and catch my breath. Maybe we strike rock throwing from the to-do list. Agreed. Suddenly, my stomach growls. Oh man, I'm starving. Let's get pizza. I can't argue with that. It's good around here. Actually, I don't even care if it's good. It just needs to be edible and in my mouth the next 5 minutes. Can't do anything sexy, but yeah. Pretend that was sexy. I know it wasn't, but we're gonna pretend, okay? I know just the place. Oh my gosh. I follow Robert through a maze of alleys and side streets until we eventually end up in front of a tiny hole-in-the-wall pizza joint. Bright red neon sign reads, Pete's Pete's of Pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Ta-da! I can see a few exhausted-looking workers behind the counter tossing dough and pulling piping hot pizzas right out of the stone ovens. My stomach rumbles again. We go up to the counter and get ready to order. Can I get 2 slices of Hawaiian? Oh wait, Gengar, you cool with pineapple on your pizza? Of course, because it's majestic. We wait a minute for our pizza to come out of the oven, practically drooling at the smell. Cashier hands us each a giant slice on a paper plate so saturated with grease that I'm worried it'll fall apart. We take our pizzas outside, wandering through the alleyways as we eat. I take a bite. It is absolutely delicious. Pizza has this magical property, especially around, like, after 11 o'clock at night. Like, pizza just amazingly becomes better. I think there's just fairies involved. I don't know. But, like, the later it is, the better it tastes. Pineapple is truly the best pizza topping. Fight me. You said it. Man, I feel way better now. You and me both. We hear a noise coming out of a slightly ajar door in the alleyway. Robert looks at me excitedly. Got any more of that wild in ya? You betcha. Good on ya. Robert and I slide to the open door and peek inside. It's completely dark, except for some flickering light. We slowly creep forward, cautious not to be heard or seen. Shh! Don't shush me so loud! Shh! We come to the end of a hallway and find ourselves standing in front of a movie screen. Oh, this suddenly makes sense. Did we really just sneak into a movie like a couple of teenagers? No talking during the movie. We look into the audience and are surprised to find that it's almost completely empty, save for a row of teenagers in front. They look annoyed when they notice us. Robert starts making his way to the very back of the theater. I follow him. We settle in with our wines and try to make sense of the movie. It's a romantic comedy, I think. The young man is frantically trying to get through New York to find the woman that he finally realizes he's in love with. Kiss already! There's nobody to kiss yet. You want him to kiss the taxi driver? Hell yeah. The kids down the way notice us heckling. One of them speaks up. Hey man, keep it down. Oh damn, that's Ernest Hemingway, Hugo's kid. Ernest! Hey Ernest, I know you, it's me! I'm your neighbor! Hi! That would be me. Ernest turns back around, embarrassed. I turn back to Robert. He kiss anyone yet? Turns out that yes, he did kiss someone. He made his way out to a tiny island near New York to profess his love for a woman who, for some reason, he knew would be there. She tells him that they hit the jackpot. He said they had, but I think there was some subtext I'm missing here. Boo! Love is dead. Shut up! It's beautiful. No, you shut up. Ernest grumbles. The credits start to roll. I stand up. Robert immediately pulls me back down. Hundreds of people worked very hard to make this film happen, and you're going to sit there and appreciate them. Plus, you don't know if there's end credit scenes. Okay. Look at that. Elizabeth Shelton. She worked really hard. I bet she did lots of good wardrobe design. Thank you, Elizabeth Shelton, for this beautiful film-going experience. I love doing that during the credits, like just picking a person. I'm like, thank you, so-and-so. Peter Anderson, catering, fed a bunch of people so that they could have the energy to do their job. What a guy. We let the credits roll while Robert individually thanked every member of the crew. Once he was finally over and we made sure no animals were harmed in the making of this film, we leave the theater. We stumble into the theater parking lot, polishing off the rest of our wine. Hey, assholes! Out of nowhere, a rock flies through the air and hits me in the knee. My knee! What the hell? Ernest and his friend stand in the alleyway, blocking our exits. Oh, what do you guys want? Why'd you go and throw a rock at my knee? This is my good knee! My orthopedist is gonna be pissed! Ernest tosses another rock up and down in his hands. What's wrong with this kid? You ruined my theater-going experience. Now you have to pay. Oh, well, I don't have any cash on me right now, and movies got really expensive. Ernest hucks another rock at my other knee. I'm able to jump out of the way, but I didn't properly stretch before physical activity, and I'm probably gonna feel super sore in the morning. We ruined it for you? That movie was pretty crappy in the first place. Hey, you take that back. That was a beautiful love story with really genuine acting. You call that good acting? What classist mainstream slop have you been served your entire life? What?
Whoa.
Have you ever seen any Michael Powell? A Matter of Life and Death? 1946? Easily the toughest 5 minutes of love you'll ever witness. Listen, man. No, you listen. That popcorn ass drivel the mass media shoving down your throat will only make you dumber and sadder. You, of all people, should strive for higher standards in the art you consume. Your name is Ernest Hemingway, for Christ's sake. Oh, no, you now done it! Ernest rushes at Robert, screaming like a banshee. Ah! I dive between Ernest and Robert, trying to stop the kid. He lunges forward, kicking me as hard as he can in the knee. Fuck my knee!
Excuse me?
Robert gets in between Ernest and myself as if he's seeing red. Fuck, my fucking knee hurts. Alright, buddy. Talk like punk, get hit like punk. Robert squares up into a boxer's stance. Queensberry rules. 3-minute rounds with 1 minute rest in between. No low blows, fish hooks, J-jabs, or high blows. What?
What?
And don't even think about pulling illegal turnstiles. It's an automatic deduction of 3 points. You'll have to designate a second if you're unable to fulfill your role as a main duelist. One of your friends over there looks like he's had enough youthful vivacity to handle it. Hey man, I don't want to get dragged into this. That movie sucked. It's too late. You two are bloodbound. If he dies, you die. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Talk to the Queensbury. We're just gonna go. Ernest and his friends warily back away. Robert calls after them. The Queensbury Association will hear about this and consume better content. Once the teens are safely out of earshot, Robert turns to me. Were you about to actually fight that kid?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? I would never hit a child. That would be despicable.
Oh.
You throw the rules at them, though. They always bolt. Nobody wants a Queensberry sanctioned throwdown.
Oh.
But full disclosure, I made up about half of that. Wow.
Hey.
See? You don't even have to know the rules. You just make them up. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Robert and I cool down for a bit as we walk back to the neighborhood. I'm so sorry. I get really into the art of filmmaking when I drink. It's okay. I think it's cool how much you like movies. To be honest, I don't know a lot about them myself. Buddy, I got so much to show you. You seen any Sam Fuller? I haven't.
Oh boy.
Fuller's cash. Thanks for defending my honor. It's a little strange when you say it that way, but sure, why not? Robert throws an arm around my shoulder and we drunkenly belt out tunes all the way back. Finally get back to his doorstep.
Oh boy.
That was an interesting night. I liked it. A smile forms on his cheeks. A rare sight.
Oh boy.
Let's hang out again soon, yeah? Yeah. I lingered there for a second, swaying drunkenly in the night breeze. Robert claps me on the shoulder. Night, bud. Robert heads back inside, and I stumble my way back home. Date complete! Whiskey, white wine, vandalism, grill.
I may be bad, but you made me glad.
We love you, Danny Sexbang. We love you. Mail truck. Daughter gets into the school, her second school. She's excited.
Yes.
She's worried. So we go get burritos. They're just cute. It's called masking tape for a reason.
Welcome. You've got dads.
What is this? Oh, it's the art walk. I don't think I want to do art walk. Actually, we're going to save it here for right now. I know. Just tired. It's been a long day at work. So I'm going to head out. If I can find out how to exit this game. Probably click that where it says titles. Yeah. It's not feeling too good. Anywho, few joys for the first date. I'll be back probably tomorrow. We'll start with this, and then I'll do it maybe during the afternoon. I'll finish streaming it, and then we can stream the rest of it. So I'm sorry. I hope you'll have a good night. Bye. Hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Dinner Time Shenanigans, where, as our music told you, we're playing Dream Daddy. Oh yes, I will finish the game I started, what was it, Friday? Gosh. Yeah, I got my COVID shot, my first COVID vaccine on Friday, and it kicked my butt a little bit. So that's why there was no Friday, no Saturday, and it was just, I was thinking about doing Sunday, and then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna sleep. It was gorgeous sleep, let me tell you. The best of sleep. Everybody loves good sleep. Anywho, so we're gonna finish Robert's date today. We did the first date where we went out with him, went bar hopping, got a little drunk, went home, the usual. And hey, should be fun. Should be interesting. Let's see how it goes. Let's jump in. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome to I am your host, your ghost host. My Haunted Mansion Disney ears are in my collection. I have several. Oh yeah, we named ourselves Gengar. I had forgotten about that. I guess I didn't do the dad date. Okay. Then they want to take us to an art gallery, which I can't remember if Robert's actually part of it. I want to say Joseph is. So let's not see that art. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so we did do the first date. Okay. Maybe I'm not crazy fully. Mostly crazy. Let's put the volume back on. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I tried messaging him a few times, and Dad Book says he hasn't even read them. Hasn't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. Hey, man. Don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walked away from the computer because at this point I know he's not going to message me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card long ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. Throw some cherries into a saucepan to make a filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie. It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Man, I could never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. Pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. Internet. My special twist on my grandmother's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows out. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what this secret ingredient is? Almond extract. Oh, it's almond extract. Duh. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. Happy little trees. Happy little almond flavoring. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's going to be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops! What smells like pie in here? It. I had forgotten what our dad looked like. I forgot I made like cheesy mustache Goku. I'm not even sorry. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I'm actually a pro skateboarder and aspiring astronaut and bank robber. The lifestyle's calling me back and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. The pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciate the years that we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on a rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig in before it's ready. Huh? What? Does it look kinda weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing? It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas. I don't even know how you do that. Like that's some serious stuff. Like that's impressive. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you just eat the pie, Panda? Eat the fucking pie, or I beat you with it. That would be what my mom would say to me. Like straight up, she'd be like, "Just eat it before I freaking beat you with it." I cut us a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite.
Ah.
Uh, what's wrong?
Oh.
And Amanda winces and fans her mouth.
Huh.
No, no, it's just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you.
Huh.
I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. Pie's pretty incredible, as always is. I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my sleeve. Guess I was right with the almond. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run. Excuse me. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumble. Hey, this one spells cat. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner. I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad book one last time before climbing into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Hope he's okay. Turn out the lights and lie down. Ba-ding! Hey. Gengar. Hey. Hey, Gengar. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. What time is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. Climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look at my window and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey.
Oh.
Wanna hang? I was kinda sleeping.
Oh.
That's no fun.
Oh.
Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning, and I might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. Plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right, 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready.
Mm-hmm.
Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packages and a gas station receipt out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car as we drive out of the cul-de-sac.
There.
You like Tom Waits? You like Tom Waits? Shoot. I forgot my guide up. Hoist that rag, baby. Before I could answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the window. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever. I got myself into. It looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch the streetlights pass by. I glance over at Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. We will say nothing. Because remember, he likes the silence. That's what my guide tells me. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk and decide to keep my mouth shut. He notices me staring. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Hey.
Just hang. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not sure. We eventually come to the stop. Robert gets out of the car, and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and passes the space next to him. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city's skyline. I against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as light blinks off in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, this is also gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. I believe it. What?
Oh.
I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice.
Huh.
You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is.
Oh.
Oh shit, that's a knife. Oh, please don't stab me.
Huh.
Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either.
There.
Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving it.
Hmm.
Oh, I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was going to stab you just now? What? No.
Oh.
Hate to break it to you, but I did, in fact, bring you out here to harvest your organs. See, because my organs aren't in the best of condition anymore, I have lost my spot as the favorite child of my father. It's a shame. You can't get as good of a price on the black market anymore. It's so sad. Wear sunscreen. Play along. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will.
Oh.
2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate.
Mhm.
Nothing gets past you, huh?
There.
Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you. The last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. Because remember, he said that with kids, you can usually bluff your way out of it by talking about all these rules, and you can make up some of them, and they won't know.
Mhm.
I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering that I'm not a grandpa? No.
Mm.
What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought that you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check.
Oh.
Gengar, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it even before you've tried it just speaks volumes of your character.
Hmm.
However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice.
Hmm.
What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground. Perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up.
Huh.
The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is going to splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety?
Oh. Oh.
No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They are calloused and covered with little white scars. They are very nice hands.
Huh.
You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Oh god. Oh god, there's a mini game.
Knife that wood.
What did we make? Uh, it's not a knitting needle. Could be. Pen. But only one. You made a useless knitting needle. What about this one? It is a tongue depressor. I should put that in my first aid kit. Never know when you might need one. You made a tongue depressor. I guess the first one was just a pointy stick. It's the story here. realize you could have just picked your teeth with the knife. Yes? What's this? It's a chicken nugget. Please don't eat that. You made Robert uncomfortable. There's no answers for this, by the way. Nice form. What's it supposed to be? You really captured my likeness. I'm impressed. You made Robert, I guess. It's a stick. You made Chopstick Righty. What is this mini game? I love it. Woo! Did I steal a frickin' brick post? Keep this up. You'll be whittling pro in no time. He's beautiful. I'm happy for you. Okay, I was like, I missed part of it. The duck. I made a pony. I think it's a pony. What do you call it? The spirit. Sir Horsington the Brave. A brave and noble name for a brave and noble creature, which was our daughter's horse. You made a beautiful gift for Amanda. Oh, can't beat the whammy bar.
Hey.
Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving out pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wood carving. Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death.
Huh.
Robert finally looks over at me.
Hey.
He reaches into his jacket. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keeps in there? Pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of antiseptic on the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it up.
Mm-hmm.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of my tube of antiseptic.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy. I guess I'm a real whittler now.
Huh.
That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What are attracted to the smell of blood?
Huh.
Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know? Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff?
Oh.
Mothman is bullshit, but yeah. This town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic as myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's been too bad. Have you ever heard of the Dover ghost? I don't think so. Is his first name Ben?
There.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Oh.
I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy. She's a big pup. Pit bull. Real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day I get the head in my day that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning.
Really?
Gets a little late, we set up camp. but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead
Huh?
silence. Then it happens. I hear the most ungodly howl or growl I've heard in my life right outside my tent. Me and Betsy go to investigate. We look around the clearing. No one's there. But there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know someone, something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it in the distance. A man, but it's something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it. It just looked wrong. Big, arms too long for its body, black eyes. Just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappeared. I hear one yelp from Betsy and I turn around to check on her. She's gone to thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. You're lying. Okay, you're full of shit. You think I'm lying? Robert pulls out his wallet and shows me a picture of a beautiful pit bull. Tell that to Betsy. Where's my beautiful pit bulls? They're sleeping in the other room, probably on the couch. I have two beautiful pit bulls. They are the best dogs. They are derpy as heck. They say if you listen closely on quiet nights, nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. A howl resonates through the woods. Doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural, even from far away. Something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert. Real funny. Turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing you. Until literally just now. I totally made up that camping story. I strained my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go. Robert and I slowly back away and get into his truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl back to the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time, he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, ma'am? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette. Been doing a lot of thinking. It takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in the sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road ahead. Maybe I'm just built like this. Maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there are a great many of them. But there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. Glad you told me. Must have taken a lot out of you to want to tell somebody this. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. You don't have to be. Do you ever wish you were a better father? Think about it for a second. All the time. You can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff I regret or wish that I could have done better, but I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does. It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. Or at least you're there for her. I stare out the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Didn't think he ever once told me he loved me. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. Do you hate him? No. I'm used to it, but after I became a parent, I just kind of feel bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all the happiest moments of my life, they're all with Amanda and Alex, and he wasn't, he just wasn't there. Alex is the name of our first husband. We did not pick it. It hurt like hell when I had to leave him to die in that Belu- Belarusian prison.
Huh?
What? I turned to smile at him. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. We go there for Christmas. We both break out into laughter. We drive rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off in my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. You never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks and then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his own driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. Tiptoe back into the house, careful not to wake Amanda. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Uh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting.
Yeah.
You know, the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda, lay. You know what? It's fine.
Huh.
I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking towards her room. Hey, Amanda. She stops. I love you.
Hmm?
It's weird when you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. Chuckle at myself, then finally decide to go to bed. Tell people you love them. Doesn't even have to be like a romantic love. Could be a friendly love, platonic love. Toki Toki. Ooh, we didn't get that many dad points. It's all right. I think we got enough.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, Danny Sexbang. Don't even try. Knife Dad. Woo! It's been a long day. Just ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, turn off the light and walk down to the hall to my room. Wonder if Amanda's awake. Alright, she's crying. She's really upset because the Amanda's. And then we're just gonna. There's really no right answer there. So she's having a shit morning with her shit friends, and she leaves. And that door slam startled me many, many times. So we made her a cake. It says, I'm sorry.
No. Huh.
Says, I'm sorry you're sad, but I love you. And then she tells me about Emma.
Hey. Oh.
No, and how there's just drama with her and her friends. And
Aw.
Grace is the gossipy one.
Eh?
And what did Emma R say? I have to know. I cannot believe that. It's just ridiculous. It is. It's truly just. It's not dumb. But I tell her it's not dumb. That's all that matters. Tell her it's not dumb. Not all friendships last forever.
Huh.
Have a good time.
I love you too, Dad.
Aw, we're cute. Please remember to call us once in a while. I actually
Welcome.
texted my dad.
You've got dads.
Woo! Woo! What do you want? I'll head to the store and grab you the real chunky milkshake there's in a book of word jumbles that I find helpful and strenuous at times these. What? Wouldn't that make it worse? Oh, it's not for the diarrhea. Milkshakes are just comforting. Wait, why are we talking about this? By I've got the runs, I meant like I feel like running. Want to come to the gym with me? But I feel less excited than getting the home remedy for diarrhea. I don't want to do that. Okay, it's still art. Yeah, no, I don't want to go work out. I just want to go date Robert. It's our last date. You know what they say about the third date. Should be given dialogue choice with Amanda after done this section where you can unlock. Amanda swears, pick the I don't care anymore option. Sure, need let Amanda stay censored. Okay. Let's let Amanda curse. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually somber that night, like more so than usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay. I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Gengar. Hey, Gengar. Yes, who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Yes, it's you. Also me, but mostly you. Yeah, dude. I type back to Robert. Yes. Meet me at Jimmy Kim's at 8 p.m. No, not that I'm unappreciated, but I think it's the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before we hang out. Amanda! Amanda pops her head into the hallway, music I don't recognize blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda. Dad, I'm so happy for you that I'm continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit. So, Amanda, you know what? You're an adult now. I gave in earnest effort for all 18 years of your life. Go forth and swear. Fuck yeah. I really do hope I don't regret this later. Amanda goes back to her room and turns the volume up of her sad shit. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. Actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey! Hey. You take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him in. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To you. Here's to your continued existence. We clink whiskey glasses and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun if it's abandoned.
Hey.
Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call?
Oh.
Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You're replacing me with the new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothing up and down suspiciously. What, do you got a court date coming up? You would have to shave first. Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctor says his psoriasis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out to drink. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, come on. Gengar, don't be an asshole. You know that's the one thing Robert doesn't joke about, is his Pappy. Oops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's light. I looked at his life, then I looked at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding, he's retired with his new girlfriend, Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys. Wait, aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you are an expert on which animals screw a lot.
Come on.
Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up, out of the booth. Me and Gengar are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one glance at the sad sap she's been hunting, then downs the rest of her wine in one gulp.
Ah.
This place is dead anyways.
Hmm?
We exit the bar and find the typical empty streets filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and a bad posture. Carries a lantern that shines up his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those blocking ghost corridors. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those.
Hmm.
You know all the stories are fake, right? I live in Florida near St. Augustine, so I've been on a couple. They're always fun.
Huh.
Pretty much all of my stories are fakes. This is research.
Ah.
Robert makes a beeline toward the back of the group. Turns around when he notices I'm not following him. Come on! We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Gengar. Just act like you belong. Robert sidles up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh God, not Tourmaster Quinn! Hey, hey, it was this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt the hapless dye boss to this very day. It was actually 1692. What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. This is my colleague, Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as we search for our new book. Dr. Loomis, doki doki. We love you, Halloween. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
Ah.
As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the coffee spoon over there. Man's who run has been plagued by haunting since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour. Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait, I was making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting a little flustered.
All right.
Thank you for your contribution and knowledge. Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. The tour guide's shirt's cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turn to look at Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in it for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't rouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. Yes, I do have a shirt. I do. I'll wear it one of these streams when I find it. St. Augustine. They're awesome. Our group arrives at an old, decrepit colonial-style house. A quick pause to the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tourmaster Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and a part-time actor. Do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudeville and mime work. Tourmaster Quinn gives out a headshot to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for y'all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diary of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Berkeley. I think a couple of those I have are romance novels in the corner. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembroke still continues to work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
My feelings hurt. Oh, man.
No reaction from the crowd. Guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is a popular cover-up Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide.
Alright.
Pretty sure she died of consumption.
Hmm.
Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. But that's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would much rather hear this world-renowned ghost historian has to say. Right, everyone?
I.
The group murmurs in
I
agreement.
am so
This is a
sad.
topic we covered extensively in our books. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell this story? What a dick! We're going to go with something I know. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembroke was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag team of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of Vigo the Carpathian has taken an interest in her son, her and her ghost-busting friends launched into a mission to defeat the ghosts and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... Nope, it's not. The tour guide gives us an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Ha! What an interesting story! Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourself. Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey, kid, fancy buying a girl a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. They do have haunted beer walks in St. Augustine. Come on out of Florida. Go haunted beer. You go to haunted places with haunted drinks. Like really, we have a lot of old houses, so they say that some of the distilleries are haunted, and it's cool. Jacksonville's actually getting a haunted tavern coming soon, I think, probably around Halloween. I'm excited. I'm totally gonna go to it. I don't care. It's downtown. I don't care if it's stupid and expensive. I love it. Honey, I could show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exercise your demons if that's what you're looking for. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. Woo! Screenshot that beast. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Robert for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid?
Huh?
Both.
Hey.
Our last stop, the burial grounds, is such a hotbed for horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide's clearly irritated with
I
us.
am
What
so
about
sad.
it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to the cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. Wait. Hold up. I'm not sure Maple Bay is an actual real place. I'm not. But they watch sunset over the water, which implies it's on the west coast. And yet, he just said that it's one of the more haunted spots in New England? Not a real thing. That's absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met?
That's the good stuff.
No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine. Tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator.
Hey.
Way back when I was just a
Hey!
traveling grifter. moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. I wasn't an easy life, but I had fun. Taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. I had a snarky morale foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know the city had a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait,
Hmm?
yes. Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. Tour group gasps.
Hey!
Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Maisie woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing ghost of the wharf man. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in the mask. But the Dover ghost? Ooh, you tell him, Loomis. So there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of working a couple shortcuts. Classic pigeon drop scam. Putting out feelers for a ripe deal. I was going to go steal a baby, probably. Would have made it rich. Found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing by the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word.
Huh?
Run.
Oh.
The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl.
Hmm?
And then I felt it. Something grabbed my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, line, and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was gonna die. The moment I crossed the gate to the cemetery, I could hear this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see the man being pulled across the floor by God. To this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert, like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like, and tried to put one together. The arms were too long, the eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What'd I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... who is it? Daniel. For Daniel. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug-of-war with the unholiest of forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt pocket. To this day I can remember what passage it opened up to. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood. That damn creature clawed my chest. Got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I'd never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that. Neither was I. Watching that happen to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith. But I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. Tour group gives us a round of applause as Roberts and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. Find myself lingering a little too long in the hug. The tour guide seems to have bought it. Even he's wiping a tear from his eyes. Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural, Ice Road Ghost Truckers.
Hey!
Well, thank you both. I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide handed us the coveted t-shirt. He then slips us both his business cards and leans in close.
Hey!
If you guys are in the need of a professional actor, balloon animalist, Elvis impersonator, or new model, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Oh.
You got it, buddy. After a couple of tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. That was incredible. I really can't believe they bought all that. I didn't know you had it in you, Gengar. Excuse me, Dr. Loomis. That bit about the Pavic Bible was aces. Although giving Dover Ghost red eyes was a little cliche. And the Kubrick conspiracy theory wasn't. All part of the character. Well, we got the shirts out of it. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Want to have a drink? Is that even a question? Robert, how long have you known me for? Do you really think I would turn down the opportunity to share a fine alcoholic beverage with my treasured friend and accomplice, Mr. Robert Bobbert Small? If you ever call me Bobbert again, I will kick you right in the shins. Both of them. Then you can expect an angry phone call from my orthopedist in the morning. Bobbert. Robert just laughs and starts unlocking his door. My shins live to die another day. Robert leads me inside. I can't help think about what Mary said to me. Robert did seem a little bit off, but that's completely disappeared when we were joking around the ghost tour. I don't know, he's hard to read. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor. Oh God, it's his pit bull. I'm about to be torn to shreds. They're not like naturally bad creatures. People make them bad. I shut my eyes tight and brace for impact. Betsy, hey, be nice. I don't feel anything but tiny paws scratching at my shoes. I open my eyes. Betsy? Robert's dog jumps away from me, running around in circles, sniffling Robert's legs. He pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. That's the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. Betsy, you're not a pit bull, and you weren't taken by the good Dover ghost? Betsy's made of tougher stuff than that, ain't you, girl? Betsy rolls over for some well-deserved belly rubs. I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet in case of emergencies. Comedic emergencies. We make our way to Robert's living room. For a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that could be legally driven, his place is amazing. There are sleek modern appliances throughout the room with a big flat screen TV mounted on the wall. I don't know if that record player is considered sleek and modern. Yeah. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about really being into cinema. He pours us both glasses of whiskey from a well-stocked bar in the corner, while Betsy curls up on a pile of cushions. So, how did you really get that scar? And don't tell me you got it fishing for Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea or something. You've trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink. My daughter and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then we went to the hospital. That's how it is. My dad broke his arm. Impressively broke his arm to the point where the bone was sticking out of his skin when he fell off his bike. Yeah. He also bonked his head really well, but thankfully he's wearing a helmet, so I don't care how old you are. Because my dad was 50 when he did that. Don't care how old you are. Wear your helmet. Doesn't look cool, if you're not. No, you're going to hit your head and you're going to die. We tell this to children all the time, and you don't just magically become made of stronger stuff because you're an adult. No, you just don't bounce back easily. Wear a helmet. Sunscreen. So it turns out he does have a daughter. Oh my gosh. I have no idea about his child. I never heard you talk about your daughter. Well, I have one. That's her. Points to a picture on the wall of a very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yep, that's definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she? 25, 26? Not sure. Does she live around here?
Huh?
No. Val lives back home in Brooklyn. Works at some new media online magazine. Makes buckets, though.
Oh,
He suddenly seems really serious. I probably shouldn't press him about it.
I.
You like Santana? Yes.
Ah.
Great. Robert puts on Santana, then takes a seat on the couch next to me. Suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey, you alright?
Ah.
Robert leans in and kisses me. The taste of whiskey burns my lips. I'm surprised at first, but slowly relax into his arm. Pulls away slightly, his lips barely brushing against mine. I am now. I can't say anything, but at best managing a sigh. Robert leans in, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his teeth and bites it lightly, sliding a hand under my shirt. My heart pounding in my neck, in my heart's pounding. My heart pounds in my chest as he lies us both down on the couch, kisses a trail down my neck, his teeth grazing my skin. I just wait. It's not that. Robert bites down, and I have to stifle a moan. Stop! Robert stiffens up and pulls away. No biting. No, I'm more than okay with that. Something's up. Robert hunts a hand through his hair and looks away. I'm fine. I've just been kind of stressed out. Tired. No big deal. Oh, we're gonna push it to the limit. Listen, I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. I need to make sure that you're okay. Robert stares at the ground.
Oh.
You don't know me that well, Gengar. I'm not a good person. Takes a deep breath. I spent my whole life only taking and taking and taking. Now here I am, an old broken man sitting on top of a pile of everything I've ever taken, alone. But I want to know you. You don't have to keep hiding behind fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings. It's... He sighs heavily.
Huh?
It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow. She wants to patch things up. Are you... Uh, I'm sorry, but is this a bit? No. When was the last time you saw her? Three. 4, I think. Months? Years. I sit up straight. Jesus, Robert, what happened between you two? I don't want to talk about it. Robert and I sit in silence, neither of us wanting to look at each other, both of us unsure of what to do next. Fine. Things were already bad between us. I cared about her. I always did. Things just got in the way. Before I knew it, she was leaving for college, wanting nothing to do with me. Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions, all the money, the drinking. But temptation gets you. I tried to be better, but I just couldn't. Marilyn? Mary? And then the accident changed everything. I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became the better man that she wanted me to, the one she always saw in me. Oh, okay, never mind. She was the last thread Val and I had connecting us. I don't know what happened. Didn't know what that I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was gonna lose my daughter too. Robert, I spent so much time chasing after things I thought were gonna make me happy that I ruined my only real chance at happiness. Now my wife's dead and my daughter hates me. And then I convinced myself that this, he gestures vaguely in my direction, was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is to. No, you don't. How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband, and I'm an even worse father. I have no idea why she's even bothering to contact me now. I know I'm just gonna fuck it up like I always do. I'm broken. I shouldn't even go. Robert puts his hand in his hands. I'm gonna tell him what he needs to hear. Nothing is going to change until you do. Robert pauses. He looks at me. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret, that I wish I could take back or do over, and it hurts so much to know that I can't. But what I can do, and what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be the better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow or the next day, and patching things up with Val isn't going to solve all of your problems either. But nothing is going to change if you don't. All you can do is love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right, I don't know you that well, but you have the same capacity for good that we all have, and I know you can find it. Val is giving you a chance. Don't waste it. But, Robert, listen to me. It's gonna be okay. Which is exactly what we said to our husband, baby daddy, when we got into the car wreck, that, the fender bender kind of thing. And the husband looks and says, hey, listen to me. It's going to be okay. But I lean over and embrace Robert, pulling him in as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder, hugging me back. It's going to be okay. Lays a hand on the back of his head and stroke his hair. He shudders, then sobs, and I realize that he's crying. Thank you. We sit there for a while, holding each other. We both eventually drift off to sleep. Lies.
I'm lost in your oceanic eyes.
He's lost in my oceanic eyes. We got the achievement for dreamiest daddy as well. Because, Woo!
Hmm.
And here we have about the school, because she got going. And my bed dad's still there. So,
Yeah.
we got mac and cheese bar. Listen, kid, you're gonna need some real life skills out there if you're gonna make it on the streets. I'm going to college? Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink.
Huh?
Right. And I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're of legal age. Uh-huh. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, it'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it.
Ugh.
Hypothetically. And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. What's going on here?
Ugh.
Girl talk. Mary turns back to Amanda.
Ah.
Now let me tell you about how to deal with bad roommates. First thing to do, get straight A's as if they die. You get straight A's if they die during the semester. Mary,
Come on.
relax, it's a myth. Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. That's the nicest Mary's been. Who the fuck is this bitch? Excuse me. Oh, that's his daughter! Nice. I don't think I recognize that girl by the snack table, but I should go say hello. Hi, I don't think we've met. Oh, we've met years ago. And I'm here for my revenge. You're Robert's kid, aren't you?
Hmm?
Spot on. I guess that makes you Gengar, huh? Yeah, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad Robert brought you along. He promised me there would be free food, so that's kind of hard to pass up. And look, I don't know you, but can I get real with you for a second? My old man's a real closed book, you know? Me and him, we got a long way to go. You don't erase decades of neglect in a week, but you can sure get tired of staying angry about it. That kind of bitterness, it poisons you, I think. I'm too young for that. Anyway, lately he's been better, a lot better, and between him shaving for once and how much he talks about you, I get the feeling you have something to do with it. So, thanks. Rubber means a lot to me. I'm glad he's getting better. Just keep an eye on him while I'm not around, okay? Or else. I can tell you I had a much better relationship with my father as an adult than I did as a child. It just happens. What? I'm kidding. Or am I don't know why I'm like this. I think it runs in the family. Amanda trots up to the conversation. Hey, I love your necklace. And your hair.
Huh?
And geez, your whole vibe is cool. Thanks. I like your jacket. My girlfriend collects pins too. Oh, this is my daughter, Amanda. Amanda, this is Robert's daughter, Val. Nice to meet you. I heard you're a photographer. Aspiring photographer. I'm going to school for it. You take pictures? Yes. Then you're a photographer. Welcome to the biz. Val hands Amanda her business card. If you're ever looking for internships, shoot me an email. Anyway, I need to go make friends with that woman over there who's dual wielding wine glasses. Catch you later. Val walks away. She's so cool. She gave me her business card. She touched my hand. Congrats. You just networked for the first time. I'm a regular business lady now. Quarterly projections, stock market, synergy. While you're making a fortune as a businesswoman, I gotta keep this party going. Catch you around, Pops. And we don't care. Don't care.
Hey.
We're bros.
Oh.
Don't care.
Hmm.
Joseph.
Hey.
Don't care.
Ah.
Teacher.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay, so like, we're just gonna skip. Don't cry, don't cry. I'm crying. My dad cried when he dropped me off at college.
Aw.
Shh, don't tell him that. Pew pew. I take a seat next to Robert as the last guest makes their way out of the party.
Hey.
Hey. Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Yep. So, I had a chance to talk to Val.
Oh.
She physically threatened you? Yeah,
Mm.
that's my girl. She said you've been doing better.
Huh.
Trying to work on the vices. I also showered today. Which, you know, for depressed people, sometimes showering, is a big deal. It's a lot to just get out of the bed and do something. Sometimes even just simple as a shower, washing your hair, shaving is a big step. To you getting back to your life, getting you to where you want to be. So, be proud of yourself. You took a shower today. Good for you. Celebrate the little victories, one at a time. Every day for me is a battle against my own self-destructive habits. But lately, it's gotten a little easier. Thanks for talking some sense into me. It's hard to get things through my thick skull sometimes, but what you said that night has actually helped. I'm glad. I like you, Gengar. I like you a lot. I haven't felt that way about someone in a long time. I lean in and kiss him for a moment before he pulls away. Takes my hand in his. You're special to me.
I don't know.
But I have some stuff I need to work on emotionally before I can get into anything romantic with you. You deserve better than who I am right now. I need to be on my own for a bit. Figure some things out. Of course. I think what you need right now is a friend, and I'm very happy to be that for you. Thank you, that means a lot to me. And if you're ever ready for more than that, you know where to find me. Let's hunt ghosts sometime. I would love that. Put my head on his shoulder and we watch the sun slowly dip between the horizon together. Well, that was something certainly not expected. I mean, yes and no. It was expected, but not. I'm not as shocked as I was when Joseph's ending, where he's like, "That was amazing. We had a great time. I'm gonna work on it with my wife, and see what happens." I love it. Aw, puppet. I like his whittling. Nice. Nice, I like it. It's a deep V-neck shirt. Yay! So awesome. Technically, we have beaten we've gotten all the daddies, except for this mysterious eighth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eighth ending. That's okay. Technically, we still had to do Hugo. So we'll do Hugo next time. We'll do Hugo on Friday. Maybe we'll start early when I do the final one. Who knows? Maybe I'll just play the tenants. Either way, I am grateful that you joined me today. I'm glad you, and I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's still early. I could probably sneak in the last ad, but let's not rush it. Let's have fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself and had fun and enjoyed this, whatever this is. Don't be afraid to talk to people. It doesn't have to be about what you need to talk about. It could just be about absolutely nothing. That's what I always offer when someone's in need. I offer them distraction. Because sometimes that's what you want. If nothing else, that distraction can help lead to serious, meaningful conversations. So if you're never really sure how to do it, talk about something random. Let that move a conversation a little bit. Then maybe you can unlock what's going on. Just distractions. Just be okay. Love yourself. Become the person you want to be. Just don't kill people, please. Then I don't have fans or viewers. Hope you all have a wonderful night. I will talk to you all later. Bye!